Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I have the overview of the third episode of Thebadbatch, and my goodness, this was an amazing episode. Admittedly, not as good as the first two in my opinion, but it's still definitely a strong start to the show. Now, this video I'm going to be able to split into two very clear sections because there was an Imperial plot and a Bad Batch plot. So I'm going to do the Bad Batch part first, and then the Empires afterwards. So, starting off with the Bad Batch. Last week, as we all know, they fled Seleucami under heavy fire from the clone troopers on the planet, which did damage some of their ship's systems quite a bit. So much so, while they've been flying through hyperspace, fleeing Seleucami, systems have been coming in, dropping out, on and off. And it all led up to, in the start of this episode, the hyperdrive just failing on them completely. At which point, they crash into a moon, because they'd only just dropped out of hyperspace, and the moon's gravity well caught them immediately. So, shoomph! Down they went, crashed in pretty spectacular fashion. They were all okay, thank God, but they now had a problem. They needed to figure out what caused the hyperdrive to fail. I mean, they know it was the clones, but what got damaged? And thanks to Echo and Tech, they figured it out pretty quick, and it was a hyperdrive capacitor. And thankfully for them, there's already a spare one on the ship. So, pretty simple. They just gotta replace it, or they've gotta find it, replace it, and get going. Simple, right? No. Well, it appears that there is a creature on this little moon that they've crashed on. There is a name for it that did sound familiar. Can't remember what it is. If you remember, let me know down in the comments, please. There's a creature on this little moon that appears to feed off of electrical energy. And unfortunately for the Bad Batch, the hyperdrive capacitor produces a lot of electrical energy. So as soon as they put it in, this creature steals it. So now the Bad Batch have a problem. There's no spare capacitors left, so they've got to get this one back. So they make a selection as to who's going to go do this, and they eventually choose Hunter. But Omega is very insistent to go with him, and he says, okay, fine. So they go together, while Echo, Wrecker, and Tech stay back at the ship to try and stabilize some of the other systems that have gone down. You know, while they're there, they may as well. So, and to be honest, it's a pretty quick trip to this creature's home, I guess. They've all got oxygen masks on because this planet isn't very oxygen rich, so they've got to have respirator masks on to, not die. But eventually, Hunter and Omega do find this creature, and then Hunter does try to shoot it to get the capacitor back. Unfortunately for Hunter, the creature comes at him, swipes off his oxygen mask, and he falls unconscious. Yep. So it went well for him. So then Omega takes it upon herself to carry on where Hunter left off. But before that, she puts his oxygen mask back on him to revive him while she's gone. So he takes her DC-17 pistol and his torch to go and find this creature and steal the capacitor back off of him. I think it's him? I don't know. So she does that, jumps down into his little hidey hole, and then has a little brief skirmish with it, but then realizes something. The torch has electrical power, so she throws the torch to him. He puts down the capacitor, grabs the torch and plays with that, and starts to glow green, which was actually really cool to see. And then she jumps out of his little hidey hole, runs back to Hunter, tells him that she is okay, and then runs back to the Bad Batch's ship, and then they install it. And while Hunter and Omega were gone, Wrecker was actually designing a little bedroom for Omega because she was sleeping on the gonk droid from last week, so that wasn't very comfortable. So Wrecker actually made a bedroom for her while they were gone, and that's where the episode ends. But that isn't the whole episode, everyone. The Imperial side. Now, the Imperial side of the episode was very interesting. We see Kamino again with Governor Tarkin there. Yes, he's a governor now. Talking to Nala Se once again. And he mentions that they've got some human recruits ready to go. And they place them under Crosshair's command. Because, you know, Crosshair's been super intensified in terms of the chip, so he's going to be very obedient now. So he takes Crosshair to his new squad, which it turns out are the black armoured clones who aren't actually clones. I was devastated to find that out. Yeah, so these black armoured clones aren't even clones. They're just regular humans. So, what's Tarkin's first mission for them? Why pick up where the Bad Batch failed a couple of episodes ago? In killing the Saw Gerrera's rebels on Onderon. And, well, before this happens, though, we see Captain Rampart, who was the Imperial from the last episode on Slukamai in the holo recordings. And by the end of this episode, he becomes an admiral, apparently. Anyway, so Crosshair and his new squad of humans, yeah, I'm not calling them clones anymore, because I can't, head to Onderon, where they find Saw Gerrera's rebels, but unfortunately, not Saw Gerrera. At which point he decides to kill all the ones that he finds, even though they're just innocent civilians. Yeah. One of his troopers does speak up and says, "These are civilians. We can't kill them." And then Crosshair kind of kills him. Because he was questioning him on the way as to why he was there. Like, you're obsolete. Why are you even here? And then Crosshair shows why he is absolutely not obsolete and is still very much useful by killing him. So Crosshair then gives the order to kill all the civilians, and that's where the Imperial plot for this episode ends. And where the episode would end if it went like that. So yeah, I've covered the entire episode, and that's the end of this video. As I said at the beginning of this video, very good episode. Not as good as the first two in my opinion. Pretty good though, but not quite there. But it's still a pretty strong start. Hopefully we're going to see a lot more stuff in episode 4. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen yet, so my predictions once again might be a bit off. Yes, I will admit my predictions for this episode were way off the mark. My bad. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. So as always, people, don't forget, do like this video. Subscribe to mine and Roxanne's YouTube channel. Her link is down in the link tree in the description. My sub button is down there. Yep, that big red one. Unless you've already subscribed, then it's grey. Thanks for that, by the way. And once you've subbed to both of our channels, don't forget to click both of our bell icons to get both sets of our notifications. Comment as well, because why not? And to let me know if you remember the name of that moon the Bad Batch crashed on, and what you thought of this episode as a whole. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Stereo, and Roxanne on her blog, which are also in the link tree in the description. And lastly, of course, don't forget to share this video with all of your friends so they can join the infinite loop of liking, subscribing, commenting, following, sharing, and around and around and around that loop. And I will see you guys tomorrow with another video. Goodbye.